Good morning, my beautiful people. Today is Theory Thursday. And boy, do I have a rant for you. Let's get started. Okay, guys. You will have to excuse the bounciness and everything because I am doing this in my vehicle. I just got the kids to school, everybody where they need to be, and I'm on my way back home before I get my day started. I got a bunch of things I gotta do. But guys, I gotta tell you, I do not believe, in theory, that we have to worry too much about the coronavirus. Now, there is a lot of controversy going on, okay? And there's a lot of things that I've heard in the past few months that would make your head spin, okay? And I'm talking about, like, aliens and the Anunnaki and reptilians and all kinds of different types of theories that's going on. So, but I'm going to tell you my theory. My theory is people is getting the Kafishtis. That's just the bottom line. They got the crazies, the Kafishtis, and it's spreading like rapid wildfire. Let me tell you why. Here's my story about yesterday. So yesterday I had to take LJ to an appointment. He had to get a Holter monitor and wire it for 24 hours to monitor his heart. Alright? So I went and picked LJ up from school and I took him. And he had to go to the hospital to get this done. Well, when I had spoke to the person who scheduled this appointment the day before yesterday, they assured me that it would only take 15 and 20 minutes in and out, and that would be it, because I had another appointment quite a few minutes up the road. So this appointment was at 11:30, so he should have been out there by 12 o'clock, no problem. And the next appointment was 2:30. Guys, everything happened but that. So, needless to say, I did not get him back to school until a few minutes after 2. So, you know, I was on the bookie. Anyways, LJ went with us. We had to go into the hospital and we had to pre-register. And if you've ever pre-registered, you know the process you got to go through, insurances and all this stuff before you can get back and actually have the procedure done. Now, I remind you guys, this was only hooking up a few little things on his chest to monitor his heart and to snap the little box on him. Alright. So, the wait was like, they said there was 8 people in front of me, but there were 5 registration stations. So I thought, well, maybe it'll go fairly quickly. No. At 5 minutes after 1, we still yet was to be registered. Now, during this hospital time, okay, the main lobby is different from the ER. But you have to go through, well, you don't have to, but you can go through the ER to go out. And everybody and their mother were there. So we had to park a long ways from the lobby. So, to save time, Lucas went and got the vehicle and brought it around. So he walked down the hall, and before he got to the entrance of the ER, he could see inside the ER. And the ER had plastic up. People were walking around with masks and gloves. And when we was in the registration station, these two ladies come out of this registration office, had gloves on, mask on, trash bags on their shoes, and hats on their head. So LJ is looking at these people like, I don't know about this. So when we get into the registration station, finally, LJ was watching this woman very meticulously, and he's standing there, and he was like, is there any Germ-X in here? And so he turns around and he looks for himself. He says, never mind. So he gets this Germ-X that is on the wall as you're going out the door, and he puts it on him. And so she licks her thumb to separate the paper, and then she was handing it over. And so him, 8 years old, says, you do know the coronavirus is coming, right? And I thought, oh no. I didn't know what else he was going to say. And she replies, well, we hope not. So he's looking at this paper where she had licked her thumb and handed it over for me to look at. And so she takes the same hand, and he's watching her, and pushes it over, pushes the little keypad thing over it where you electronically sign. And he's watching her very close. So when we walk out, I said, what's wrong? He's like, nothing. So he goes to Germ-X again. Well, in the meantime, I had to go to the restroom while we was waiting to go back. And I went into the restroom, and oh my goodness. And I mean, what I saw, I walked back out, looked on the side to make sure I did not walk into the wrong restroom, guys. And it was the women's. And I thought, I know that was a woman that passed me rushing out the door. She had short cut hair, and she was kind of short. And I mean, she was flying out that door. When I went in, didn't pay no attention. So I was going into the stall. Guys, there was urine every flipping where. Okay? It was on the toilet, in the floor, splattered everywhere. The splatter was in the next stall where another lady was in that stall. And it looked like there was handprints of wetness on the freaking wall and the door. I quickly went over to the sink, washed my hands, grabbed a paper towel to open the door back. So I went out to the registration area, and I said, please tell me you have another restroom down here that I can use that's clean. And they're looking at me, and she's like, what's wrong with that restroom? And I said, well, I'm going to tell you, whoever cleans them is going to be ticked off. Guys, that was just totally wrong. I don't know what the person did. Maybe that it wasn't even the lady that was running out the door. Maybe she seen what I saw and run the heck out the door. I don't know. But whatever person used the bathroom in there had to stood up and thought there was a man. They had to stand up, get on the top of that toilet seat, and I don't know, maybe their coordination was off. I don't know what the problem was. The guys, they had the freaking Confucius. Something was wrong. Something not clicking. All right. Now, if that wasn't enough, let me tell you what happened afterwards. Okay, sorry, I made it back. So listen what happens next. After we go to the second appointment, and we're coming back through a town, we're at this stoplight. Now, there's like 3 lanes of traffic going one way. Alright, some are turning to the left, and then, no, actually it's 4 lanes of traffic, and 2 were going straight. I was going straight. I had my window down. It was very warm yesterday, and I was just enjoying the sunshine. Well, all of a sudden, I hear this very obnoxious noise, like, bleh, and it sounded like a really deep, guttural, like, ugh, like I thought it was male. And I looked in my mirror, and this woman, okay, if I had opened up my door, I could have touched the vehicle. Had their window down too, and threw up, just raised up, threw up outside the truck. Now, they was in a very tall truck. All right, I'm down here. They're up here. There was a lady behind me, looked like an elderly lady. She's down here with me. Just threw up outside the window. It went, you could hear it splatter. It splattered everywhere. If my arm had been out that window, that crazy lady would have threw up on me. Now, thank God, I was like in front of her. This lady behind me was like right behind her where she was throwing up. And then I could see her just go. And just kept on, just like there was nothing. I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm rolling up my window, the light turns green, and I knew that they were going to be coming up beside of me. So I looked over to the right, and I could get over into that lane, and I got over to that lane and rolled my window up, just in case the crazy person decided to throw up again out the window, and then they throw up on me. And I pulled in to where I was going. I was like, oh my goodness. What a very congested area. Now, I'm not one to flip out, but I'm going to tell you something. I do got some OCDs, all right? I do not like other people's ickies on me. You know, throwing up is a natural process. We got to do it. Yes. Okay? We do it. We have bad things sometimes, viruses, diarrhea, stuff like that. Yeah, I understand. It's a process. But in town, in a congested area, at a stoplight, and you just reach over and just throw up and don't even pay attention who's sitting freaking beside you? Okay. Maybe it was an emergency. Maybe it had to come out. But people don't think. She could have slightly opened her door and hung out the door, and it could have happened. No. She was up and over, and it was like out of the window, and just like projectile, and it was splattered everywhere. Then she comes back down, does this. Sorry guys, running out of space again, it shut off. But then she does that and just hangs her arm out the window and it's just like. So, my theory is It ain't the coronavirus we got to worry about, folks. I mean, it's common sense, right? We do it every year as a flu season. We know what to do with our hygiene. But guys, the Kavishis, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the people that's got Kavishis has even got the brain power to download any information, let alone having any common sense whatsoever. I don't know how to help that. I really do not know how to help stupid. Maybe I can research it and find out. But guys, that's it for today. That's my rant. That's my theory. All this loopy, they're getting the Kavishis, guys. The Kavishis is spreading like wildfire. I don't know. I do not know. I do not know where to go from here. What do you think? Drop in the comments below. You think I'm crazy and tripping? Or do you think they're getting the Kavishis? Seriously, I want to know. So guys, if you're new to my channel, you hit that subscribe button. Okay? Ding that bell so you can get all my videos. And while you're there, give me a thumbs up. But guys, until next time, this has been Becca, and you've been watching The French Fried Truths. See you guys. Oh yeah, wait just a minute before you go. Something else I forgot to tell you. So this morning, okay, I'm having my coffee, and no, actually, I was having my elderberry tea. And I'm watching, going through Facebook, and I see this post. I click on this post. Guys, it was a newscast. I don't remember where it was at. But these parents found out that somebody in the school had the coronavirus. Okay? And they were taking their children, and one child come to school in bags. Okay? The parent had mask on his child, had like a plastic rain jacket thing with a hood on it, a garbage bag around their bottom, their waist, and grocery bags on their feet. Then it showed another parent spraying their child all over with disinfectant spray and in the face and around the head. How are we going to protect our children from the freaking Kavishis if the parents has got it? I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. Am I overreacting? This is flipping nuts.